All right, this is the ERAYAK 2400W inverter generator. Big thanks to the brand for sending it over to me so I could make this video for you. I'm going to make a pretty comprehensive video. I'm going to show you exactly how to go through and set everything up so that you run it properly the first couple of times, because that's very important. I'll show you all the buttons, all the dials, everything, what it looks like and what it means. I'll walk you through its process running different items, including my travel trailer, which is over there. And then I'm also going to go ahead and do some sound tests as well for you. So let's go ahead and dive in. So this panel comes on the right-hand side of the generator, and it's got a bunch of different options for you. First off, you've got different lights, and this is pretty common for a generator nowadays. It's going to tell you about when it's running properly, oil, and if there's any problems with the generator. This will give a readout that we can switch through, and I'll show you that. This is a switch for eco mode, which you can turn on or off. Eco mode is going to be both power saving, or gas saving in this case. It's going to save your gas, run less gas, but it's also going to be quieter. I tend to leave this on unless you're running something that requires a lot of power. So we'll get into that in a little bit. Then you've got your cigarette adapter here, which is going to be your DC 12 volt. You've got two outputs here for USB. Those are 2.1 amps. These are not the USB-C. I do wish it had the USB-C because that's what a lot of my devices are at now, but it's okay. I already have converters, for that, but those are going to be two USB-A outputs. And then you've got your standard 110 AC output, and you've got two of those, okay? So you've got two of them. So you've got two AC outputs, you've got two USB-A outputs. So those are going to be your outputs along with a cigarette lighter if you still have something that works off of that. If we come back to the front side here, you will see that this is going to be where we turn on and off the generator and how we get it started. It's currently in the stop mode all the way over, and this is going to be where you want to leave it when you're not running the generator. In order to start it, you're going to move it all the way down to the start position, and that's obviously going to open up the choke. And then as soon as it gets running, which this gets running pretty quickly, usually only a couple of pulls is all it takes, which is great. My last one took quite a bit of pulls. Maybe more like 8 or 10. This only takes a couple. Once the engine is running, you move it over to the run position, closes off the choke, and then this is where it's going to be for the duration of you running it. Obviously, this is going to be what you use to start it. If you haven't started one before, you pull this, turns over the engine, and gets it going. Up top here, we have the gas, and then this is going to be allowing air in. And so when you are running the generator, you want to have this in the on position so that air can get in, and that's very simple to open up. Then when you're done, go ahead and close it up. On the back side here is where you would access the spark panel. It's going to be right down there. That's the gas tank right there. So you can get an idea just from here how much gas you have. So I'm not even half full right now, and you can kind of see it by just shaking it around there. And then that's where you'll get the spark plug. They do provide a tool for that if you need. Put that back on, and then this is going to be where you access the engine. It's also going to be where you access the oil, okay? And you are going to need to put oil in it when it first arrives. Mine had no oil in it, and they even tell you in the manual you're going to need to add oil to it when you get it. Okay, the last is that it comes with some different tools. It does come with a replacement spark plug for you. This is going to be how you take the spark plug out. I haven't had to use this yet. This is going to be if you want to charge a battery, which for me, because I use this for camping and for my travel trailer, really like having this. I already had one anyways, but this is great to have on. So I can use my generator to just immediately plug right into my battery, which is a use I have a lot for this, because if you're a camper like I am, you're going to be just kind of topping off your battery potentially every day, along with maybe powering something like a microwave or an air conditioning unit or something like that. Also good for recharging phones, of course. And then it comes with a screwdriver, a flathead, which ironically, you do need a Phillips head to get at a lot of this stuff. You can still hack away at it with this, but that's why I have my own Phillips head out here. This is my own. It does not come with a Phillips head. And then this is going to be your oil can, and then you're going to need to get some oil to run. It does not come with oil. Usually with a brand new small motor like this, you're going to want to go with a non-synthetic or a mineral oil. I opted for 10W30. and that's what I would say to go with. So first and foremost, you're going to need to get at the oil to fill it up, and you're going to do that by unscrewing these two screws right here. I've already done it so that I don't have to demonstrate it, because unscrewing, I'm pretty sure you know how to do it. So let me just go ahead and pull the panel off for you. Now inside here, you can see that you have all the parts of the engine. I won't go walk through each of these for you. This is where you're going to get at the oil, and you unscrew right here. You can see that it has a generous drip pan there, which is nice. And you can see that I have oil filled up right up to the edge there. And that's where you're going to want to get it. So you're going to use your oil can to go ahead and fill up. You're going to fill this up with oil and fill up the oil reservoir here. I found that when I first got it, it took about 6 ounces of oil. So I suppose your results may vary, but I don't know why they would. So that's about where mine was at in terms of oil. It does have a little gauge here that you can use to tell how full it is, but I just frankly will look at it because you can see. So I'll go ahead and put that back on and put everything back together. I'll be right back. All right, that's all screwed back together. Let's go ahead and now fill the gas, because that's going to be the next thing you need to do. Just go ahead and take the gas cap off. Again, you can see here that when you want to open it, it allows air to come through. When you shut it, no air can come through. And in order to fill the gas, I'm just going to go ahead and use this gas can right here and fill this up. As you can see, I did not fill it all the way up. You can fill it all the way up. And we'll go ahead and replace the gas cap at this point and go ahead and get ready to start it. All right, so we've got the generator running now. You can hear it. So it's got the green light, which means that it's running okay. Output indicator is what that light is called, and that green means okay. Right above that, you have the overload indicator, and that will turn red if there's an overload. It also turns red for the first couple of seconds when you're starting it. So to that point, you don't really want to be starting this and already having stuff plugged in. You want to wait to plug it in. And the top button there is going to be the oil alert indicator. That'll turn yellow when you need more oil. Now on the right, we have our little readout here, and this is basically telling me that right now I have 124 volts and about 60 in terms, yep, barely reading anything there. And it's been running for 0.1 hours, right? So, all right, let me go ahead and plug it in. I'm going to let it run for a while since it's brand new, and then I'm going to go ahead and plug some different things in and show that to you. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this generator and what it can or can't do from my experience. I'll walk you through some different use cases here. I primarily use it for a couple of things. I take this out camping with me with my travel trailer. We do a lot of off-grid camping or camping where we're not able to plug into a power source. And so I use this to charge my batteries, and I use this at times to run different electrical things in the trailer. Now, right now it's in eco mode, and this is the volume that it's at in eco mode. And with eco mode, it's really simple if you want to just kind of plug this in and charge your battery. I'll oftentimes do this when it's sitting on the travel trailer right there. But you can also plug this in with an extension cord and charge a bunch of different things and run a bunch of different things in the travel trailer. So let me go show you that right now. All right, so I'm in my travel trailer right now, and you can see I have the lights on, and they're being run right now by the generator. These are LED lights, so they don't take very much at all. You know, these can normally be run by my battery very easily and very efficiently. Now I can also I can recharge phones if I want. You know, so I have an area up here where I can charge my phones, and it'll obviously do that just fine. Now, if I want to run the microwave, what I have found is it will run the microwave, but I need to go outside and turn it off of the eco mode because it draws enough wattage that I like to have it off eco mode. So let's go do that really quickly. Okay, so to run the microwave, I'm going to want to turn it off of eco mode. And that's, again, what you're going to see is that it will get louder. First, I'll unplug the battery, so I'm not drawing anything there. You could do both, by the way. It's not a big deal, but just for the sake of the test here. So you'll see it's going to get a lot louder when I turn off eco mode. That's why it's great to keep it in eco mode as long as you can. if you're not drawing a ton of power, it stays quieter and it's more fuel efficient. So we keep it in eco mode as long as we can, but if we need to run something like a microwave, then we'll go ahead and turn it off. You can hear it gets a lot louder, so now let's go and run the microwave. Okay, you can probably still hear it on out there, the generator that is, and so I'm going to go ahead, you can see that it's on, and you can see that it's running just fine. So the one thing I don't run on this is my air conditioning unit. Now it is on, however, I find that for, again, that generator being about 1800 watts of kind of consistent power, it can swell up to 2400 in a burst. I find that this draws too much. I have tried it, by the way, just to see what it's like, and it works about 50% of the time, but eventually it cuts out, and I'll get that overload light out there in the generator. So I don't run the air conditioning unit. Okay, here we have a little space heater. And if I come and look, space heaters are known for drawing a decent amount of power. If I come and I look down here, it says that it is 1500 watts, right? And so we know from experience that this can really continuously run about 1800 watts. And so what I want to do is go ahead and turn it on here. Let me go ahead and first switch it off of eco mode. And we can see that it's running right now and kicking off heat. It's actually in high 3 mode. All right, there you have it. I hope this demo has been helpful for you.